Man, I love the 3.0T because it is so easy to make awesome. If I was to pick up a Q50 3.0T or even a Q60 now at this point and I had about $5,000 to spend on a build, this is what I would do. Because the 3.0T is so easy to pull power out of, that's where my first few dollars would go to. First of all, I try to get the car to breathe a little bit better, so I'd go with some cold air intakes either from Z1 Motorsports or AMS Performance. You're looking at about $400 to $500, something like that. Let's just say $450 round up. If you guys have followed this channel for any length of time, you know how I feel about cold air intakes. I don't feel all that differently about them for the 3.0T. After talking to some reputable shops, they've actually found that the 3.0T does pretty well with just the factory air boxes, but for the sake of this video, let's throw on some cold air intakes. With the car inhaling a little bit better now, at this point we got to exhale as well, so let's go with some lower downpipes, again, either from Z1 Motorsports or AMS Performance. Depending on where you get them from, I'm thinking you're looking at about $300 to $500 for these, so let's just meet somewhere in the middle and say $400. I know people will be tempted to go with full catless downpipes, but really for this level of power and performance, a good set of lower downpipes is going to be sufficient to get you a good amount of power that's reliable and safe. Of course, in order to finish off the exhaust system, we got to finish out the catback system. Now, you could spend a lot of money and go well over budget now at this point, or because the turbos essentially act as mufflers, you're not going to have to worry about crazy weird frequencies. So what I would do is go the custom route, get an X pipe, a couple of nice resonators, have a shop put it all together. It's going to be, $500. Knowing that you're going to be pushing this car a little bit now and trying to get a little bit more power out of it, you're going to be generating some heat. So with that being the case, you need a good heat exchanger. Let's not deviate. Let's look at Z1 Motorsports or AMS Performance for the source for a good heat exchanger for your Q50, Q60 3.0T. This will be $500 to $800, but $500 to $800 very well spent. It's going to help you prevent heat soak, keep those intake temperatures lower, and help optimize the performance of your engine, even though you're pushing it. Nothing's worse than being out on the track, knowing that your car is capable of a certain amount of power, but after a couple of passes, it's just lagging and dogging because it's being heat soaked and there's nothing much you can do about it. So upgrading to a quality heat exchanger is going to make a huge difference. And I don't think you can just throw these three components on there and roll and have a highly performing animal. You need to get everything to work together in conjunction, and that is going to require a tune. Ideally, you'd find a reputable tuner that can get you on a dyno in-house. That's going to cost you between software and dyno time, between $1,000 and $1,500. Let's just say about $1,200 to be safe, but obviously know in your area, and depending on the shop, it's going to be plus or minus. This takes us around $2,600, $2,700 total. That's not bad at all, considering the fact that you'll be approaching 450 horsepower to the wheels and well over 400 foot-pounds of torque. With just shy of $2,500 left to spend, you're going to have to try to do something to make sure you put that power to the ground effectively. What I would suggest is to reserve $1,000 to $1,200 for a good set of tires. To be honest, at 450 horsepower, 400 foot-pounds of torque, you could probably get away with a tire that costs you maybe $220, $250 each, so you're looking at about $1,000. But to be safe, I'd say $1,200 for tires. Kind of lost track of what we spent so far, but I think we're still on budget. Now, there's a couple other items that'll throw in the mix to fit within this budget, I hope. But there's one component that is going to be absolutely necessary to ensure that you're putting power to the ground, and that is an LSD conversion kit from Traction Concepts. Of course, everybody would love to go with a traditional LSD, but it's going to cost you thousands of dollars. An LSD conversion kit from Traction Concepts is going to cost you under $500 and is going to act essentially as an LSD. At this power level, I think it'll be sufficient. It's going to give you the benefits of a traditional LSD and not all the weird quirks like a welded diff will get you. Everyone knows that the open differential on the Q50 is just nonsense. It's unpredictable. It can be dangerous and scary in some situations. So making sure that both tires are spinning at the same time is going to allow you to put the power to the ground and get you traction off the line in the curves and inclement weather. It's a huge upgrade for $500. Traction Concepts LSD conversion kit seems to be working on the Q50. We're here on my private parking lot, and we got both tires spinning, fellas. We got both tires spinning. Of course, I would love to say get a nice set of wheels. A wheel and tire combination is always a good addition to a vehicle, but the fact of the matter is that tires are more important than wheels in this case. So if you could swing it, pick some up, but if not, at least you got a good set of tires. At this point, you're making a good amount of power and you're putting that power to the ground. I would love to say to get a set of coilovers, but For just a few $100, you can get a set of Tane S-Tech lowering springs. Good quality springs, going to lower the center of gravity of your vehicle, help it handle in the corners better, help to direct more of that power to the ground and not be absorbed in your squishy stock suspension setup. And it's going to make the car look a lot better. So there's some options out there. Of course, guys, all of this assumes that you're going to be doing your own installation work, or you got a buddy that can help you out. I didn't allocate any dollars for installation. Obviously, that's going to change things dramatically if you have a shop do it. Assuming, however, that you do everything on your own and you check out some good installation videos that you might find on YouTube, my channel, some other folks' channel, for example, you can handle a lot of these projects. They're all pretty simple installations. With that being said, you might have a couple of bucks left, and with that money, one of the most important modifications that you can make to your Q50 or Q60, and that, of course, is Chrome Delete. I honestly don't even think I have to explain myself on that one. It's pretty amazing. 3.0T is a pretty amazing platform. With 5,000 bucks, you can have a pretty sweet little setup. With another 5 or 6 grand on top of that, you could really have an awesome vehicle. I might make a separate video on that, maybe with a $10,000 budget build. It's crazy to think, though, it's just 5,000 bucks. You can have a car that makes well over 400 horsepower, puts the power to the ground effectively, and actually looks pretty sweet doing it. And considering the fact that you can pick up a 3.0T these days for relatively cheap, it's very tempting, guys. Pretty darn tempting. Well, that is my Infiniti Q50 3.0T $5,000 build list, guys. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. I appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate the support up to this point. More stuff coming for the channel, trust me on that one. So stick around, subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks again for watching this one. See you in the next one.